Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to do a quick review on a guitar that I've had sitting around for a long time that has sold. So we're going to do a boxing after the review of this. So I bought it a couple years ago and it's a prototype. It's made by Fernandez, which now I think they're called Reveals, and they're made like Epiphones. So anyways, this is the original card to it. And it is going to Switzerland, so we're going to have to put 3 shipping labels on this when we box it up. And of course, lots and lots of fragile signs. But anyways, let's go on to the guitar here. So what we have is, and this thing is heavy too. This is a 2000 Steve Stevens rubber jig prototype. It's Les Paul inspired. It says rubber jig right here in the fretboard. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's pretty unique. So anyhow, this is built exactly like a Les Paul, a Gibson Les Paul. I'm going to take my ring off, it keeps bumping stuff. So anyways, this has a full maple cap and mahogany body and neck, and it's made just like a Les Paul. If you see here, I just bumped the tuner into the camera. That's right what you just heard. So you can see the maple cap just like on a Les Paul here between the back and the top and the binding. But it is, I'm getting my fingerprints all over, so I'll have to wipe it down. But it is all one piece mahogany back with a maple cap just like the Les Paul. Pretty sure it has a long neck, or a long tenon in the neck. It does have Seymour Duncan pickups in it, and the tailpiece and bridge are lightweight aluminum. They say Japan on the bottom of them. This is also done just like in the 50s on the Les Paul, where it has a true ABR1 bridge drilled directly into the body with no inserts. It does have inserts on the tailpiece, but it does have the true ABR1 bridge, which is real impressive too. Has a very unique shape to it. It has nitro finish on it, just like a Gibson Les Paul. I've only found 2 other ones besides this one, and this is the only one I've ever physically seen. But one was on Reverb, where they had purposefully reliced it and just destroyed it. It didn't look bad, but you could tell it was done intentionally. It wasn't a true reliced, worn instrument. And then the other one that I can find is on Tune-o-matic, and there's one of these in a private collection. So supposedly, after all my research, which is finding limited stuff on it, there was supposed to be 200 of these made, supposedly. I cannot confirm that. And that's, like I said, I've only seen a couple. And they are the prototype. Steve Stevens played this with Billy Idol. I know that much. Not this particular guitar, probably, but I do have a claim that it was, man, what was his name? He's on eBay. I'll have to go back and look at that, and I will just touch base with it again. But there was somebody that claimed it was theirs, and I think they were tied to Steve Stevens or something like that. But anyways, I'll find that email and we'll post it. But supposedly somebody famous or close to famous owned it, which, other than a little thread messaging back and forth between the supposed person, I don't have any proof or evidence, so I'm not claiming that this belonged to Steve Stevens or anything like that. But he played one of these with Billy Idol, and you can see the pictures of him doing that on that tuneyoursound.com. He's got a few pictures of him and Billy Idol playing it. So anyways, I never really got to do a good review on this guitar and show you guys. Even the headstock, though, look at it, has the ears like a Gibson. It's got a funky shape to it. but the neck and the headstock is built just like a Gibson, and the figuring in this mahogany is just unreal. Actually, you should see it in real life. All around the edges and stuff, you can just see all the different grain in it. It's a really good looking guitar. It's very heavy too. I don't know if there's any weight relief in it. Let's see what it weighs. £8, 6 ounces. So that's not too bad. I mean, most people would probably consider that heavy, but I have had Les Pauls that weigh 10 pounds and closer to 11, so it's lighter than that, definitely. So anyways, this is going to Switzerland. And like I said before, we had sent a Zakk Wylde Les Paul over to it's right there on the tip of my tongue. It's over in Sweden too. And so when I sold the gold top, you guys seen a video not that long ago, the gold top to Malaysia, and then it went wrong because they wanted $700 shipping. It's only going to cost me $150 to send this over to Switzerland. And I think that was about what it was to go to the place in Sweden that the Zakk Wylde Les Paul went to. So why that poor guy couldn't get the gold top he bought off of me with shipping less than $700, $400 to $700, is beyond me, because this would be the second one that I've sent over there for $150. So anyways, this guy actually gets to get his guitar, but I want to take, since it's being shipped in a gig bag, I want to go ahead and take the switch tip off and the strap lock button on the bottom of it at least. Put them in a little baggie here with the destruction manual. This is a really nice guitar. It really is. It's built just like a Les Paul, and that's what really drew me to it when I bought it. I love gold tops. I've had a bunch of gold tops. My dad had a bunch of gold tops. Still has all his gold tops actually. I've sold mine. I've got a few of them, but I had a bigger collection of gold tops. But yeah, the way it was built and everything, just what an amazing guitar. A little funky shape, but you know what? People are buying all them Zakk Wylde Korean guitars, and this is 3 times that. But again, this one was built just like a Les Paul, and the Fernandez ones, this is the Fernandez, the ones that are called Reveal now, to my knowledge, those are all poly-finished and built just like an Epiphone. So this one was built like an Les Paul, and the Reveals are built like Epiphones. That's my understanding of it. So if I'm wrong, go ahead and correct me. But that's all what I could find out about it. So we'll take one more good look at this before I start packing it, because I also need to do this for evidence of shipping, but there's nothing wrong with it, because it's going to take it a minute to get overseas, I'm sure. The guy over in Sweden, I think he waited almost a month to get the Zakk Wylde Les Paul that I sent over. No chips, dings, dents. And the only thing that's wrong with it is what was in my description. The previous owner put a booger right here and they touched it up with something. But other than that, it's just absolutely perfect. So it's going overseas, and like I said, the rumor that I've heard about this is if there really is 200 of them, the majority of them are probably overseas. So this one now is leaving the United States. So everybody missed out on their chance to get it. It's been up on Reverb for quite a while. I just don't think people knew what it was and how it was built. And I mean, it really is, other than the funky shape of it, it's a Les Paul. I mean, it really is quality. I've always said the Japanese were like the Americans. Our stuff has kind of fell down the hill, and we get everything made in China now. But back in the day, we used to take pride in our stuff, and the Japanese do that too. And they build things to last. So it's always good to get something made in Japan or America. Well, I'm going to quit rattling on about that, and we're going to get this wrapped up. You need to make sure this is detuned. Alright, that is detuned. Start getting some wrap on this. This is going to have a long journey. I'm going to try to do the best I possibly can to make sure they arrive there safely. I'm going to get my tape. I'm supposed to get that before I show you the video. I'm supposed to be prepared. So once we get this all boxed up, we're going to do follow up on the silver burst. Let you guys know what's going on with that. Hopefully that's enough. I don't want to overdo it because then I'm going to way overstuff the gig bag, and I don't want to do that. So let's see if this all fits in there. It may or may not because of a funky shape. Let's see. To take the pillows out. I really wanted them in there to kind of support the void where the neck is. Just kind of wondering if that was going to happen. That's why I didn't tape that layer on, to be honest with you. What I can do is maybe downsize the air pillows. Let's go with these ones. I just want to fill that empty void there. Just, I don't know, makes me feel better. I get another one up there. Alright, try this one more time. gonna have to take them out. Alright, that's how you get 10 pounds of guitar in a 5-pound guitar bag. So we're just going to go ahead and stick this in here. And this as well, just right there. Alright, step 2. We need to pack up the box. I think there's a whole bunch of crap in here. So I figured I'd use this box. This is the one that the Silverburst came back in. They wrote fragile all over it. It has a caution before opening sticker on it about the cold weather and your guitar. So I figured, hey, it's 17 degrees here this morning. Who knows what it's going to be when it leaves. It gets in the UPS truck. So you always got to make sure you let it acclimate. So I'm just going to explain what's got going on down here. There's a big foam block that's carved out that the butt of a guitar can sit in. Obviously we don't have a butt of a guitar because we're in a gig bag. So I'm going to add this little pillow right here before we stick this down in there. Now I want to get a lot of bubble wrap or paper or a combination of both. think that's good enough. It's gonna wonder why it has eBay tape all over it when you bought it on Reverb. So anybody that's watching, or if you still are watching, all I'm going to be doing now is packing this up just for shipping purposes. So if you want to bail, head on out. Next video I'll do about the silver burst. Do some catching up on that. Some things that were done are going to be done. Still have the deluxe that we're about to finish. I finally got the proper solder, so we can go ahead and get the three-way switch and the pickup soldered in, vintage style, on that 2015 deluxe. We'll be going to pick up my 76. So we're going on another road trip. We're going to stop at some other guitar shops this next road trip. I'm just kind of recapping things I can think of while I'm packing this. If somebody is still watching, you got something to listen to. Things coming up. I guess if you stick around, you find out things that are to come. Or if you fail, you just look later and there it is. Yeah, so we have two projects now. One that we've been working on, which is the deluxe, that's coming to a close. The other one is the return silver burst. We'll do follow-up on that, what's been done to it, what's been attempted to be done to it already, what is going to be done to it. So we'll cover that in the next video. But I definitely had to get this one packed up and on its way today, because it's going to take it a while to get there, so I want the guy to have it as soon as he can. If you're wondering why I'm taping the corners, it's because going overseas, it's probably going to go on a lot of conveyor belts, get tossed around, and that helps keep the corners from tearing. So that's why I do that. Should have did the other front one here first. Oh, what was uses here? And again, I always put a piece of tape over any impression or something on the box. That way when the customer gets it, they can see that obviously whatever was there was pre-existing, because I covered it up before it was sent. And then you don't have to worry about your guitar. Now if there's new damage on the box, then it's a different story. But eBay tape. Sticky, works good, but it's real thin. I don't trust it, so I use a whole bunch of it. I'm sure it's trustworthy, but on while I got the back side up here. Down the road on this tape, yep. Thought so. Yeah, I like this tape a lot better. It's easy start duck brand. It's real expensive though. Try to buy like logs of it online. And it's cheaper, but still it's too expensive just to tape a box up like I did with that eBay tape. You can get like 36 rolls of eBay tape for the price of 10 of those, I think. Normally I would also, in order to save tape, I would just tape around the perimeter of this, but since it's going overseas and it's going to be in the box a while, I don't want it torn or rubbed off or anything like that. Alright, one more side to do here. Three shipping labels, and a fragile sign. One more corner to tape up, and we're done with this. So, 1, 2, 3. Definitely don't want these labels coming off. Alright. One more. I almost wonder if I should print out fragile in a different language or something. I don't know. Should look into that when I'm shipping them overseas. Alright, we're all done. Oh, nope, take that back. Still got this corner to take. Alright. Hopefully all that tape will help protect the bottom of it from getting too beat up, tore up, wet, whatever on the way there. Alright, well, I think that's it. I don't see anything else that I really need to tape. It's gonna get more dents in it on the way there. Alright, well, there it is. Rubber jig's gone. What does she weigh now? 17 pounds, 3 ounces. So I actually probably paid a little bit more because I just bought the shipping label last night and I guessed on my biggest guitar box and I went with 22 pounds. So I paid for a couple extra pounds. It's too late now, but it's what you get for guessing. I didn't want to come down here in the middle of the night and box this up. So most guitars packaged up weigh about 22 pounds. This one didn't have a hard case, so I probably should have took at least a couple pounds off for that, but I didn't want to have it not have enough shipping, especially going overseas. That's a lot to deal with already, so easy peasy, over guesstimate. It's better than under guesstimate. So there it is. Rubber jig is gone. 2000 Steve Stevens prototype. It was a really cool guitar. I never got to play it because I don't know how to play guitar. Someday I'm gonna learn how to play guitar. That's why I have my 76 and my 83 Strat. Those are my two players that I'm gonna be playing. Alright, so the next videos, you guys can keep your eye out, kind of recap a little bit more. Silver Burst, what's happened, what's happening, what's going to happen. The Deluxe, that's going to get finished up, buttoned up, and we also have to recap a few other things on a few other guitars, but we'll get to that later. Let's focus on the Silver Burst and the Deluxe next. Alright, thanks again for watching. I know this one was boring. 36 minutes, it's a boxing video. For my protection, you guys, that's why I tried to get the little review as fast as I could in the beginning of the video. So if you watched all this way, man, thanks. If not, cool. See you next video.